Welcome everyone. I guess you can hear and both see my screen. Martian, can you hear me? Can you reply in the chat? Welcome everyone. I guess you can hear and both see my screen. Martian, can you hear me? Can you reply in the chat? Welcome everyone. I guess you can hear and both see my screen. Martian, can you hear me? Can you reply in the chat? Welcome everyone. I guess you can hear and both see my screen. Martian, can you hear me? Okay, sounds great. Good to see you, Barton, here. I guess not much here. Okay, thanks, Richard. Okay, sounds okay. Great. I guess we have waited long. This is our first YouTube live, so sorry for the bit of the delay. We had to had some streaming and audio issues there, but all sorted out. Okay, I guess we have waited long. I guess there's not much crowd, but we can get started. So today our goal is to kind of give a brief update about what's happening with MetaReset, mainly with Odyssey. Get started. So you have been known today that recently we had to our goal is to kind of divulge our investment into a little bit into XGPT, which we will talk about later. But we just want to confirm that all the development plans for MetaReset with respect to Odyssey is in full swing, and we had to rethink about our strategies a little bit, especially the migration to Arbitrum was kind of a blocker. Our partners were not on board, but we had to spend like a decent amount of time just trying to get on there. Eventually, bad luck, it didn't happen, but I guess in the long run, this is good. Our partners were not on board, but we had to spend like a decent amount of time just trying to get on there. Eventually, bad luck, it didn't happen, but I guess in the long run, is it okay? Our partners were not. I assume there's no. We had to spend like echo now. Time just trying to get on there. Can someone confirm? Bad luck, it didn't happen, but I guess in the long run, is it okay? Our partners were not. I assume there's no. We had to spend like echo now. Time just trying to get on there. Can someone confirm? Bad luck, it didn't happen, but I guess in the long run, is it okay? Our partners were not. I assume there's no. We had to spend. Is there an echo now or still bad? Martian? Is this looking good? Oh, great. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, guys. This is our first YouTube live, so I'm learning on the go. So yeah, so let's without much wait, let's just dive into what we have built so far. So as you can see, we have a new HQ for the MetaReset in Odyssey. Just want to have a look at also the new character which we are kind of introducing over here. As you see, like Odyssey is still in its very nest stage. It's like the city that's yet to be built, right? The one single main governance building is here, but everything else is we are going to get started. We initially had a HQ before. Why we have to replace that with this one was that you might have probably played in some games where like you kind of enter into a building, but as soon as you go into the door, the screen goes black and then another screen comes up. That's kind of like change in sceneries happening. We don't want to give that. A really good immersive experience means you just be able to just walk into the building. That's just a little user experience upgrade, but we decided to make sure like every building in Odyssey has that experience. And also this new building is actually formally really good, especially in the aerial view. It looks like really cool. And we also talked with few of the partners and tried to get their presence here already ready. So let's just walk into the building and see what's happening. Before that, just want to check like everything is okay with the streaming. All good. Again, I guess like last time we had a little bit demo about the hovercars. We are not going to see the hovercars again. But what we want to show is like this HQ. What's the purpose of HQ in the Odyssey means This will be like the central hub of Odyssey, where it contains every single information about what's happening here, what are the partners that we have, eventually governance protocols, a governance section, governance AIs, everything will be present here. Mainly MetaReset will be at the center. Right now, we are just having a very little information about MetaReset, especially the Meta People NFT trailer over here. But eventually, we will just try to access every single thing from here, including the website, or even the portal could be accessible from here. That's the goal. So this centerpiece is where we will be displaying all the MetaReset related information. Right now we are just going to, this will be a screen where we will be showing just the trailer of the Meta People NFT. It should be playing now. Okay. And as we go a little bit right here, these are one of the demo of the partner integrations and showcase in the HQ, starting with XGPT. XGPT is not just a partner, but it's actually revived and owned by MetaReset. So right now we just have some display of information about like what XGPT is and some information about about just like the project, right? But eventually what happens is this screen over here will act like a portal to get into the application and use the application in the immersive way. For example, XGPT currently has a web application where we can just go in and type and use it. Eventually, when we get into the metaverse, we will be having an immersive AI character for it, using which we could be able to kind of interact with it. So every single partners will have its own use case depending upon like how we are going to integrate into it. For example, Fractal here, we are already partnered with them. I think this was the very first partnership which we had with MetaReset. They are providing us with the KYC related information. Right now, as just similar to XGPT, we are just having the branding and information and just a presence that Fractal is here in the MetaReset HQ. But eventually, some of the things, for example, that needs to be KYC verified could be decentralizedly verified, just like walking into any government office, showing your ID and get things done. Similarly, we could have like a immersive experience on this here. The other partner which we already tied up was the Heal the World. They even through MetaReset, we will be having some charity-based donations happening through the city, just like any city. Those integrations will again happen from here. So just told before, like this screen will be the entry portal for every single partners. And this HQ can accommodate like more than around 20 different partner stalls. Right now we just have a very few just for demo purpose, but we will keep adding more. And even though we could have like around 110 commercial buildings, we are not going to accommodate all the partner integrations into this one. Only very few paid up and premium services will be offered for those who want to showcase their product in the MetaReset HQ. Again, you can see here we have the Sims AI. We promised like we will be having a strip club in the adult entertainment district. Again, through this stall over here, we might get more information about how to navigate to the place, or even if you need token gated like Sims token to access the club, we might able to buy from this place. It kind of acts like an over-the-counter token exchange in the metaverse. Yeah, so pretty much that's where we are. We had to rebuild this HQ, completely removing the old one, and also we made some upgraded character animations, behaviors. We will be releasing like more characters as we keep going, which will be followed by the Meta People NFT integrations. But now once we have, as we completed this HQ, the same principle is going to be applicable for everything else. In our next update, we will be doing the commercial building sector. It's almost there. All the 110 buildings have been kind of designed, the roads have been laid out. It's in the next build where we can see the entire commercial building coming up alive. Followed by commercial building, we will be having the residential sectors, and then we will be having the entire Odyssey city live. Um, cool. I'm going to jump back to the YouTube to see like if there are any questions. I can't walk to a strip club right now, 68, but eventually, yes, we are going to do that. Any more questions? Okay. Um, I'm not sure. I mean, the first person point of view is definitely will be a part of this one, but I'm not sure if that's enabled. I have to check with Martian. He's the one in charge of these things. Martian, can you respond to this? Probably in the next update we will showcase it. So just want to reassure a couple of points here. When we did the entire MetaReset thing, we kind of like diverged into multiple streams of products, but right now our single focus will be on Odyssey. We want to get this Odyssey city live very very soon. Every bi-weekly we will be kind of releasing in updates about the progress of the city. You have to bear with all the animations or bugs, or even like, I know it's not really smooth little bit, but eventually we will get there. The purpose of these YouTube live is to just share with you where we are and what we are doing. Especially with XGPT coming into the picture, I had read a lot of concerns in the Telegram channel about the team's motivations and etc. We want to assure you that MetaReset is our first priority. Odyssey will be our major priority. We want to release the AI powered city this year, and this will be a metaverse with a very limited number of people to occupy. As we have mentioned before in the roadmap, it will be like 380 residential buildings and just 110 commercial buildings. And we will be doing the NFT land sales eventually when Odyssey is live. We don't want to do a sale before and then raise funds and then go build. We want to build this thing first. So the purchase of these houses and lands and hover cars NFT will be already built. You can just walk into the city and walk into any house, and if you just like that house and if it's available, you can just buy it on the spot. That will be the first ever experience of Metaverse already being live before doing the NFT sales. Adding to that, our second priority will be with XGPT. XGPT, we have already released two modules. One is the Block Explorer module, and the second one was the Market Data module. Both of these modules are at the very initial stages. you could actually probably give a wallet address or a token contract address or a transaction hash and just ask anything about that to the XGPT. And eventually you can also give tell any token name and ask about its price, market data like all-time high, volume, etc., etc. But right now we have only processing the top 10,000 tokens according to the market cap. Eventually our next update is going to be Wallet Connect, where people could be able to connect to their wallet with MetaMask and other wallet providers. Once we have done that, we will be doing the DEX connector and SEX connector, where people could able to connect their Uniswap accounts or even use centralized exchanges like Binance or Bittrex by using their APIs to connect with XGPT. And then you can just query what's my portfolio balance and etc. XGPT could able to answer that. After these 4 modules are built, the 5th one is going to be an integration module of all these 4. That's where the true magic will happen. You can just go in and say that what are the top 10 performing coins for today, or even you just ask what are the top 10 predicted performing coins for tomorrow, and you can just say that, okay, where are these markets available? If these tokens are available in Uniswap or Binance, it's just going to list you, and just say that, okay, invest $1,000 into this, and then it will do the transaction for you. That's will happen in the next 2 weeks. That's where XGPT is going. But the goal and the motivation and the vision for both XGPT and MetaReset is very narrow and very singular. For MetaReset, it's Odyssey. For XGPT, it's just integrating as many modules as possible before the end of the year. We are playing the long game here. The halving is coming up by April. We know every time how all these halvings behave and how the market reacts to this one. So we are trying to time this thing right around the halving time. That's when our MetaReset's Odyssey's NFT sales will go live. But Odyssey City will be live before the end of the year. By New Year, we all could able to walk around, explore Odyssey, use the apps, use the services. Just one thing we cannot do before next year, April, is buy these lands. We are going to sell these lands only after Odyssey is completely developed, everything is integrated and working as smooth as possible. So that's it. That was the update that we want to give for this week. This is just our very first YouTube live. We will be hosting YouTube lives once in every 2 weeks from going on. Probably in the next YouTube session, we will bring some guests to make it more engaging. Obviously, you'll be not having these audio issues, I guess. And more updates on Odyssey. Next time, we will also have some demo for XGPT. So stay tuned. Thanks, 68. Yeah. So I guess there's not any more questions. We're almost at the end of the time, so I'm ending the stream, but catch you all in the next one. See you.